Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Inside Accountancy by Shakun. Accounting made easy for you all. Before we proceed further, I would like to request you all to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Um, like the video if it helps you. Leave a comment to motivate me to put more and more content. It would really mean a lot to me. Moving on. In this particular video, we'll be talking about Chapter 3 of Part B, T.S. Grewal, Tools of Financial Statement Analysis. So let's start with the chapter. The contents of this video would be the tools of financial statement analysis, comparative statements, which includes the comparative balance sheet and the comparative statement of profit and loss account. So, as we have discussed in the previous chapter, there are four tools of financial statement analysis. The first one is comparative statements. As the name itself is suggesting, comparative statements means where we compare the information, the financial data of two or more years for a particular firm or a particular enterprise, and we find out reasonable interpretations out of it. So the comparative financial statements, they mean the comparative study of the various elements or the various components of the balance sheet or statement of P&L for two or more years. It is a kind of horizontal analysis and which is commonly used as a measure of intra-firm comparisons. The next tool is the common size statements. Now, common size statements, in this, it is basically a study of the various financial elements of balance sheet and statement of P&L, where each element is compared with a particular base. If it is the balance sheet, we take the balance sheet total. If it is the statement of P&L, we take the base as revenue from operations. So each element of the balance sheet is compared with the balance sheet total and relevant percentages are found out. It is a kind of a vertical analysis where vertically all the elements of a financial statement are analyzed. Then we have ratio analysis. Ratio analysis means it is basically a arithmetical or a mathematical relationship between two or more elements, the financial elements which are present in the balance sheet or the statement of P&L. So we find out the relationship between two or more items and draw relevant conclusions out of it. Next tool is the cash flow statements. Cash flow statement is a statement which tells us about the flow of cash and cash equivalents in terms of operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. So these are the four tools of financial statement analysis, and these are the different chapters basically in your book, Part B, T.S. Grewal. This chapter, that is comparative and common size statement, it covers with the first two tools. We will be talking about each one in detail. So let us first talk about comparative balance sheet. Now, since I talked about the comparative statements, now whenever the word comparative statements comes, the word statements means that it involves the preparation of the balance sheet and the statement of P&L. So when I talk about comparative statements, it includes the preparation of comparative balance sheet and the comparative statement of P&L. So we will be talking about each one in detail one by one. So let's first talk about the comparative balance sheet, how it is to be prepared. Now you can very well see on the screen the comparative balance sheet format is visible to you. In this, if you notice, let's look at the format in detail. Let's zoom it a little. So the format of comparative balance sheet is here on your screens. If you notice, this is the format of balance sheet which we have already studied about in chapter 1, part B, chapter 1, financial statements of a company. So as we discussed in that chapter, for more details you can click on the I button. As we discussed in that chapter, that the face of the balance sheet should always remain the same. So the balance sheet, the various headings and the subheadings for every company would remain the same. Now comparative balance sheet means it is a form of, as I told you, intra-firm comparison, a comparison between the profits or a comparison between the balance sheet elements of two or more years for the same firm. So if you notice in this balance sheet, the format would be given to you in the question. The format would be given in the question. Then the previous year balances and the current year balances would also be given in the question. After this, basically all these three, the first column, the second column and the third column would already be given in the question. Now, since the name itself is suggesting these are comparative statements, comparative. So that means we are going to compare the previous year with the current year to find out the absolute change, whether there is an increase or whether there is an decrease. For example, let's say equity share capital was 5 lakh in the previous year and 8 lakh in the current year. So obviously from 5 lakh it is increasing to 8 lakh. So 3 lakh is the value of increase. On the contrary, let's say long-term borrowings were 5 lakh in the previous year and in the current year they were 2 lakh. Now this is leading to a decrease in the long-term borrowing. So we will show it as a negative item. That is, it is a decrease. That's why I've shown in brackets, which means it is a decrease. So basically we are comparing the previous year with the current year to find out the change, the absolute change, whether there is an increase or whether there is a decrease. After we find out the absolute change, the next step would be to find out the percentage change. Now, how can we find out the percentage change? Whatever absolute change we have calculated divided by, since we have 2 years with us, the previous year and the current year. So we take the previous year as the base year into 100. So absolute change upon previous year into 100. If we talk about the first example that I took, so in this the absolute change is 3 lakh divided by the previous year balance is 5 lakh into 100. This will be the percentage which will appear here. Similarly, in the next example, minus 3 lakh upon 5 lakh into 100. Now, this percentage would be negative and it will be shown in brackets. So, basically, in a comparative balance sheet, we find out whether there is an increase or decrease in the values from previous year to current year, and then we find out the percentage change. Let's understand this with the help of an example. So following is the balance sheet of X Limited as at 31st March 2018 and 19. Prepare a comparative balance sheet. So we are given in the question a balance sheet format. If you can see, the format of the balance sheet is already given. So this is given to us. Then we are also given the previous year balances. Please note, this is the previous year balance and this is the current year balance. In the question they try to confuse you by writing the current year first, but in the format, when we are going to put all this in the format, we are going to write the previous year balances first. This will be the first column, this will be the second column, and this will be the third column, right? So the previous year balances are to appear first. So basically in the question, the assets are given, the balances of previous year as well as current year are given. So we make the format. So this is a very simple kind of questions, and they are actually free marks for you because it's really very simple. So in the comparative balance sheet, what did I do? I just noted down all the particulars that were given to me, given in the question. So this was given in the question. Then 2018 is the previous year and 2019 is the current year. Both of these things again were given in the question. So I simply copied these three columns here. But in the question, the current year was given first, but I have written it afterwards. I've written the first, I've written about the balances of previous year and then the current year. So this much, if I note till here, I have just copied from my question. Now we come to the absolute change. Absolute change, again, we will see whether there is an increase or decrease. So share capital earlier was 5 lakh, now it is 10 lakh. So it is leading to a increase. So absolute change will be 5 lakh. Now we need to find out the percentage change. How do we find out the percentage change? Absolute change divided by previous year into 100. So in this case, how can we calculate? I'll just do it for 3, and the rest will be very easy to follow. So 5 lakh divided by what is the previous year balance? Again 5 lakh into 100. So the percentage change would be 100. Similarly, in the next reserves and surplus, you can see earlier it was 3 lakh, now it is 2 lakh. So there is a decrease. So we are going to show it as a negative item, 1 lakh. And absolute change will be 1 lakh divided by 3 lakh into 100. So again, this percentage is shown as a negative item. Similarly, in case of long-term borrowings, as you can see, it is an increase in the amount of long-term borrowings by 3 lakh. 3 lakh upon 5 lakh into 100 is 60%. Then in case of trade payables, again an increase in the value of trade payables, 2 lakh. So 2 lakh by 2 lakh into 100 is 100%. Then we have the total. For total, again, you don't have to find out the total like this. You will not find out the total, but again, you will apply the same thing. There is an increase in the value by 9 lakh. So 9 lakh by 15 lakh into 100, it gives you 60%. Similarly, you will do for all the assets. You will find out the absolute change and then the percentage change by finding out, by applying the formula as absolute change upon previous year into 100. So by doing this, we are able to solve the question. This normally comes as a 4-mark question, and it is really very simple, because half of the thing that comes in the format is to be copied from the question. So if it's a 4-mark question, there will be 1 mark for each column. So 2 marks are already, two columns are already given in the question. So 2 marks you can easily secure. And absolute change is very easy to calculate. You can do it orally also. Yeah, only the percentage change has to be calculated. So even if in case in the paper, in the exam, if you feel that there is shortage of time, you can do till here only. Don't calculate the percentage change. If in case you feel there is shortage of time, still you will get 3 marks. But this is very easy, and I think if you round it off also, even then if it is approximate or close, even then you'll get the marks, right? So moving on, this was the comparative balance sheet. Now let's talk about the comparative statement of P&L. Now let's have a look at the format. So the format of comparative statement of P&L, again, if you notice, this format is the one which we talked about in chapter 1. Okay. Again, the face of the statement of P&L would always remain the same. So this was the format which we studied previously. So this will be given, then the previous year and the current year balances would be given. So all this would be given to you in the question. Till here it would be given. Then you calculate the absolute change, whether there is an increase or a decrease on the in the same way as we did in case of balance sheet. And then we calculate the percentage change, which is equal to the absolute change upon previous year into 100. So there is not much difference between a comparative statement of P&L and the comparative balance sheet, because the same format is followed. The only difference will be that in the particulars column there will be a change in the format. Rest, we have to apply the same method. So now let's understand that also with the help of an example. So from the following information, prepare comparative statement of P&L showing increase, decrease and percentage. So this is the question which is given to you. See, normally in case of balance sheet, when we talk about a comparative balance sheet, the format would generally be given to you in the question. It will be in the format. But in case of a comparative statement of P&L, normally the format is not given. They will just give you format is not given. Okay, so they will give you certain items, like in this question they have given us the cost of materials consumed, revenue from operations, other expenses and tax rate. So the items would be given to you. You have to put it into the proper format. Now as you can see in the question, even the amounts are not given here, but it is very easy to calculate. As you can see, cost of materials consumed is given to you in the question. Now revenue from operations, they have given percentage of material consumed. That means whatever percentage is given, we have to apply it on the materials consumed. So what is revenue from operations in 2019? It is 125% of 13,44,000 and 200% of 6 lakh. That is how we'll calculate the revenue from operations. So this is our working note. Revenue from operations in 2019 will be 125% of there's a mistake here, 13 lakh 44,000, and in 2018 it will be 200% of 6 lakh. Similarly, in case of other expenses, they have written percentage of operating revenue. So whatever RFO we have calculated in the previous step, on that we will calculate the 10%, which will be the other expenses, right? So this is how we calculate the operating expenses. Now tax rate, obviously it always has to be calculated. Let's look at the format first. So this is our solution, comparative statement of profit and loss account, particulars column. Then we have, this one is the previous year, then we have current year, then we have absolute change, and then we have percentage change. So we need to put it into the proper format, in the format of statement of P&L. First of all, we have the revenue from operations. So I have simply put the revenue from operations, which I had calculated in the working note number 1, because the amounts were not given. It was a percentage of materials consumed. So I've calculated and I've put it here. Okay, then after I put it here, then I found out the absolute change. Absolute change from 12 lakh to 16 lakh 80,000. So absolute changes, there is an increase, so increase of 4 lakh 80,000. Then we find out the percentage change. 4 lakh 80,000 divided by 12 lakh into 100 gives us 40%. Then there was no other income given to us, so this is it, this is our total revenue. Then next comes the various expenses. Now expenses given to us in the question were cost of materials consumed, which was given to us in the question, the amount was already given to us. And we also had other expenses, the amount of which we calculated on the basis of revenue from operations in the working note number 2. So this was given in the question and this we calculated. Then we also after this, after we put it here, then we calculate the absolute change. This one is increasing, cost of materials consumed is increasing, and other expenses is also increasing. So increase, the absolute change we have written here. Then 7,44,000 divided by 6 lakh into 100 gives us 124, and 48,000 divided by 1,20,000 into 100 gives us 40%. So these were the two expenses given in the question. Then we find out the total of the expenses, and in the total also we find out the absolute change and percentage change. Then next step is to calculate the profit before tax, which will be the total revenue minus the total expenses. So 12 lakh minus 7 lakh 20,000 is 4 lakh 80, and 16 lakh 80,000 minus 15 lakh 12,000 is 1 lakh 68,000. Again, for this also we'll calculate the absolute change and percentage change. Now since it is leading to a decrease, so I have written the amount in brackets, and the percentage also should be in brackets. Then we have tax. Now tax was 50%. So 50% of what? It is 50% of the PBT. So 50% of 4 lakh 80,000 is 2 lakh 40, and of 1 lakh 68,000 is 84. So this is how we calculate the tax, and then again we calculate the absolute change and the percentage change, which again is negative. Then finally, we calculate the profit or loss for the year, the profit after tax, by simply subtracting the tax from the PBT, and again the absolute change and the percentage change. Again, this is negative. I have not written the brackets here. Right. So this is our question is done. The format was not given in the question. This format was not given in the question. We have put it into the format ourselves, and calculating absolute change and percentage change is something which is really very easy. So this is the question that is done. So in this video, we have talked about the tools of financial statement analysis, the comparative balance sheet, its preparation, and the comparative statement of P&L and its preparation. Thank you so much for listening to me so intently. If you have any comments or if you have any questions, you can email me or you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my video, to my channel, and it will really mean a lot to me. So this is Inside Accountancy by Shakun signing off. Thank you so much.